What's up, y'all? Let's get straight into it. I had a bit of nostalgia today, thinking about better times. And those better times was before crack hit our community. I'm old enough to know when I was a kid, before 1987, Nashville was a beautiful place to live. A beautiful place to raise your family. But once that crack hit the city, first it was nicknamed the City of Dope. Then it became known as Cashville, Tennessee. The city's been turned. It has not been the same since. And this is taking place around the country. We have absentee fathers, absentee mothers, absentee grandmothers, absentee aunties, absentee uncles, because of the crack epidemic. But the question I ask myself, and I want to ask my audience, will we ever heal from the crack era? Honestly, I don't see how the fuck we can when one drug leaves, here comes another one. In my personal opinion, I don't think it's coincidence. I don't think it's by chance. I do think it's by design. When the first drug era hit, it was during the Vietnam War, when all the soldiers came in, and then metric tons of heroin started coming in the country with them. Then it seemed like our people got off smack in the 70s. Here comes the 80s, and we get a brief period, I'd say probably from 78 to about 88. I'm just talking about countrywide. We know it hit LA early. So I said a 10-year period we got when our people wasn't dependent on some type of substance. And then here comes crack cocaine. That lasts through the 80s, all the way up to the early 2000s. Then we replaced it with pills. And now we're reverting back to the old heroin and main vein. Once again, this goes back to our people trying to heal untreated trauma and self-medicating. I know what it feels like to see a loved one slowly die from self-medication. There's nothing you can do personally, it seems like, but you can always try. Whether it's some type of intervention, trying to get your loved one to go to rehab. But if you're having a problem yourself, just remember this. We're going to have to get back to those essence, man, where we just fucking high on life. Do you know what I'm talking about, being high on life? I'm talking about when you're driven, you got something that you're in love with, something you focus on, something that has your attention, a good thing, that it feels like you're on drugs, feels like you high, feels like you're intoxicated, but you're not. You just high off your energy. You just high off your spirit. We're going to have to get back to that. I also think about when I do these podcasts, I am so thankful for everybody that does tune in to me. But honestly, it doesn't matter if the audience was the size of 2 or the size of 2 million. My ultimate goal is just to talk to an audience of 1. And that's my daughter when she gets old enough to watch this, because you know this is adult content over here. But who's better to teach her than me? If you want your kids to have better TV, if you want your young adults to have better TV, sometimes you just got to do that shit yourself. With YouTube, a camera, other outlets, there's no excuse now. You could be the influence in your child's life. I'm definitely trying to be influencing mine. Whatever goal we reach when she gets older, and the goals I reach when I get older with her, she can go look back and say, this is where it all started. This is the foundation of what Daddy was doing. Look how far it's come now. But look how he walked it. Because I saw him outside. Because I was outside with him. In the field. But I'm talking about the good essence, right? Doing work. Doing God's work. But that's the only way. We're going to have to set the example and remember who's coming behind us. And especially we got some type of shit going on in our own lives, but we self-medicating. Just remember who your real audience is. And it's that generation that's behind you. Thank you for tuning in. God bless. One team.